Hello everyone, the Anti-Pundit is back. It is the weekend September the 18th, 2015. It has been a busy week in the news. Now you know that the second Republican primary happened this week and everyone is talking about it. However, I decided not to. Not because it's not important, but there is so much to talk about it that I don't want to make it this week's show all about that as a benefit for you, my loyal viewers. However, I will talk about Bernie Sanders. This kind of got buried in the news this week, even if people was talking about it. Now, he was at Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia. Now, if you're not familiar with the university, it was founded by the late Jerry Falwell and is a religious school. Now, I'm not going to play the entire speech, but I will discuss two major things. In the first part, he discusses differences in society and what could be done. Now, let's take a look, and here's what he said.
We go out and we talk to people who agree with us, but it is harder, but not less important, for us to try and communicate with those who do not agree with us on every issue. I understand that the issues of abortion and gay marriage are issues that you feel very strongly about. We disagree on those issues. I get that. But let me respectfully suggest that there are other issues out there that are of enormous consequence to our country and, in fact, to the entire world, that maybe, just maybe, we do not disagree on. And maybe, just maybe, we can try to work together to resolve them.
Now, I will say this. He is right. We do need to look past our differences and find solutions. This is not a partisan issue, but it is made out to be. We all know that in society, there will always be differences, and we cannot change that, no matter how hard people think they can change you. Now, he went on to talk about how 20% of children in this country are living in poverty and going hungry when they go to bed. Now, before anyone says that one side or the other is doing this or that, he said that this is a morality issue, and it is nothing. And it is nothing more, nothing less, so don't even try. However, I will talk about what he said about the 2008 elections. Now, before I make my counter statement, here is exactly what he said.
We have come a long way as a nation. Now, I know, my guess is that probably not everybody here is an admirer or a voter for Barack Obama. But the point is that in 2008, this country took a huge step forward, David, in voting for a candidate based on his ideas and not the color of his skin. And whether you like Obama or not, and I do, he is a friend of mine and I work with him on many issues, that is a step forward for America.
Now, Mr. Sanders, that statement alone tells me that you are out of touch with society, at least with the black community. I know for a fact that people within the black community only voted for him for that reason. The polling numbers back up my statement. Also keep in mind that back then, just about everyone was sick of Bush and the antics of the Tea Party, and Sarah Palin was not helping John McCain at all. In my opinion, this was an outlier election that you may not see for another 50 years. I honestly believe that if you want to win the nomination, but statements like that cannot and will not help you, and the progressive media will only help you so far in regards to that. My advice to you, Mr. Sanders, is this. Learn how to cross sections of society and maybe you can get the nomination. We are back. There's something I want to talk about this week. This week in this week's commentary. Now, some of you may know I'm a pastel artist, and when I can, I hone my craft, but that's not what I'm talking about. Just in case you missed it, there was an artist in Portland, Oregon by the name of Sarah Levy. Now, she did a painting of Donald Trump, but that is not the reason why she's being talked about. She did it using her own menstrual blood. Now, I'm going to make a disclaimer right now. As an artist, I reserve the right to criticize anyone else's work. However, I have to call you out on this one. Not because of the painting, but for using it to score progressive political points. Now, I have no issue with you going after Trump. That is your right. But as an artist, when you cross the line from a political statement of going against the government, a society issue, or even to stand up to the man or woman, if you prefer, to make it a partisan issue, as you're wanting to do in your own interview with television station KGW, and going after all of them. There is when I had the problem. Now, I know that you know better, but going down this road in the way you plan on doing it could backfire big time with disastrous results. Not from the party of progressives, but your artistic career. Trust me when I say that. The last thing you want is for that to happen, because I have seen too many of my artist friends make one mistake and it's game over for them. Think before you act. Well, folks, this is the final segment of the show. Now, you probably noticed something today. I am not looking down at any notes. Now, folks, I'll be the first person to admit I broke down, got a teleprompter set up. Now, it's still a little buggy, and I'm probably looking off in some miscellaneous direction because I haven't really decided how I'm going to do it just yet. Now, in the next couple of weeks, I should have it squared away, so you see exactly what you're going to see now. But I'm going to set it up a little bit different. As you see, I'm committed to the new set, so we're totally okay there. And there's some other little things I'm going to do for the show to help it out, make it good for you, the fans and viewers of the show. Well, folks, that is it for this week's show. I thank you for watching, and always be careful and remember, Theateroo.